boy, K-So Big Dipper! All the drip that she been putting on just to take it off. I can put you on a plane and CPA go write it off. And today, we are reacting to Bugzy Malone, Fire in the Booth, Part 4. Now, I've been out of town, so I'm a little bit late on this one, but better late than never. This is a 15-minute freestyle, so I'm ready to just dive right into it. But before I do, hit that thumbs up button. This video has a 15,000 thumbs up goal, and I didn't just think of that right now. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to work, folks.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Y'all been asking for this. You know I'm a man of the people, not above the people.
So today we're bringing you another special moment. A guy that has defied all odds and kicked down more.
God damn, that nigga teeth damn near neon. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. Whoever keeps doing all this transracial surgery, giving them new teeth, giving them new hair, new eyes, new skin, boy, we coming for him.
Doors than Chuck Norris. This is about to be special. 0161 Manny on the map. Bugzy Malone! You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
This shit is, the cameras are so good, this shit looks like a movie. Where has Bugzy Malone been? I had reacted to this like 10 Commandments series he did. Y'all wasn't super, I wouldn't say it just did crazy or like, but you know, y'all asked for it, men, but people not above but equal. But I'm like, where has Bugzy Malone been? Sometimes I'd be afraid, like, did somebody fall off? But I don't think UK rappers fall off in the same way American rappers fall off. I think, like, yeah, maybe like an act like Stormzy isn't as poppin' as he was 3-4 years ago, but I think when Stormzy puts out a song, we're all gonna still listen to it. Does that make sense?
Now it's time to rumble.
Let's go. Don't care for the cameras today, you know, Charlie, brother. It's me and you, brother.
Scare my guy.
Fuck's sake.
God, this shit looks like a movie.
Alright, Mom, you got me feeling emotional out here, you know. Swear, man, I love you.
Hey, Mom's in the studio.
Shout out to the mom, man!
Make some history,
Listen.
bro.
Yo, see, there's a complicated part of my story I need to tell. Every member of my family's been a resident in hell. I never spoke about the attempted murder sat in a cell. Every question, no comment, faces never ring a bell. I had my mother sitting with me in the interview, hiding my phone. I could never understand, she didn't want to let me go. Smudging on my fingerprints, how was I supposed to know? The policeman had intelligence, digging me a deeper hole. First time I seen regret in my mother's eyes, I guess she blamed herself. Nearly swapped my freedom for a prison cell. God give me a second chance, all the other soldiers fell. Walking out the station, was she happy? I just couldn't tell. Bang, this murder taking place in my gang. My boy's basically a hitman for a couple of grand. The judge hit him with a 33. Murder squad was digging deep. Had us cornered like a sheepdog would do a flock of sheep. Still I'm in the road.
My Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I love the Fire in the Booth series because people don't approach Fire in the Booth in the way like they approach Sway. Not saying anything wrong with Sway, but people approach Sway like, I'm gonna just get some bars off. It's gonna be, with this Fire in the Booth, you have people like Bugzy Malone coming in here on like an introspective storytelling of the consequences of the streets. And I always speak to how much I can tell when somebody's really done shit by how you speak of it. Because if you really survive the streets, if you really survive these environments and situations that a lot of us did survive through, it's not as glorious as you might, as some people portray it to be, right? It's not all glitz and glam. It's like, nigga 16 years old. I have friends doing, matter of fact, I'm probably like 14 years old when I start really having friends like doing life in prison and getting killed and shit like that. Like 14 years old, nigga, and I damn near been young. Some of my homies started doing that shit before I did. So when you survive the streets, You don't come out this bitch with a clean paint. Of course, you come out damaged. You come out scarred. For those of us who are blessed enough to come out on the other end in legitimate business and doing this shit that we doing now, you get all kinds of like survivor's remorse. You start thinking about the kind of awful stress you put your parents through, and as they get older, you just feel guilty, and it starts feeling like every single wrinkle on their face is because of a bad decision you went through, and because they cared so much about you that it's like it's aging them seriously. It's even hard to say that because of the stress you're putting them through. So when a nigga doesn't speak to those kind of things, I start going, like, when it's just, oh yeah, we get money, we them niggas, we them guys, we fucking all the day. When it's just all that, I don't trust it. I don't feel like it's authentic. I never do. Bugzy lets me know it's real, with bars about his mom, with the way he's talking about his homeboys, with all of these situations. He lets me know it's real.
Heavy. He said he would stop me up. Turned up with his gang, they're trying to fuck me up. I call my uncle panicking. He said, are you man enough? Broken knuckle, self-defense, taking my bandana off. Then the guy turned up at my mother's house on Berry New Road. His mother driving, she was angry because of what she'd been told. As she's banging down the door, I see my mother turn cold. She pulled her earrings out, ready to go.
Wait, hold on! KBD award goes to Bugzy Malone's mom for being ready to throw hands too. She said, boy, y'all ain't gonna play with my baby.
How come every time you step into my studio, you give a man goosebumps like that?
You're not gonna play with my baby.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Bugzy Malone.
Wow.
You know?
You wanna hear something, man? I was like, man, I don't know how old I was, right? And I have a very young niece. She was at the time in like first grade. And I remember she came home, nicest, sweetest girl you'll ever meet. I remember she came home and she was so down. I was like, what's bothering you? Like, what's wrong? And she was like, in PE, nobody would pass me the ball because I'm a girl. And I always think to that moment as my body being filled with the most rage it's probably ever been, because I was like, God, I will fuck one of these little kids up. I will. Let them not pass my baby the ball. I'll beat the shit out of it. Because I'm like, damn. And then what you trying to you being prejudiced? So I feel Bugzy Malone parent. I'm going to be that parent where I'm not going to beat up kids because, don't beat up kids, right? But I will definitely fight your father, yes. Take me to your daddy or your uncle or whoever is the biggest, largest, most scary nigga you know. Take me to him right now. That's how I'm be. Now, I'm okay with, like, if I have a son, he got to go catch his fair one with niggas. I'm going to be fair. But let me figure out y'all niggas, like, jump my son or something. I'm going to hop in. Oh, yeah, Queso gonna hop in. And just when you hear, yeah, I'll beat the shit out of a little 14-year-old, they gonna try to jump my son. Yep, that was me. Hey guys, Queso.
Talk to him, Bugs.
All right. Look.
You're gonna give him another history lesson.
Yo, look, see there's a complicated part of my story I need to tell. Every member of my family's been a resident in hell. I never spoke about the attempted murder sat in a cell. Every question, no comment, faces never ring a bell. I had my mother sitting with me in the interview, hiding my phone. I could never understand, she didn't wanna let me go. Smudging all my fingerprints, how was I supposed to know? The policeman had intelligence, digging me a deeper hole. First time I seen regret in my mother's eyes, I guess she blamed herself. Nearly swapped my freedom for a prison cell. God give me a second chance, all the other soldiers fell. Walking out the building, was she happy? I just couldn't tell. Bang, bang, this murder taking place in my gang. My boy's basically a hit, my...
Boy, that nigga snapping so good. I ended that recording when he said, when your mom gets out of a prison, seeing your mom when you're getting out of jail and you can't even tell if she's happy or not because she's not. Because that's how I know it's real. Because I've been there. Because I've seen that exact look he's describing. They're feeling about 3 things I've been able to identify. 1, an immediate joy. My baby is out of this situation. My kid is out of this situation. 2, I need to punish my kid for going to fucking jail. Fuck wrong with my kid, right? third, and when it's not the first time they don't feel this. Times 6, 7 of them having to get you out of juvie or jail, whatever. They start wondering, maybe is it better to keep this nigga here, even though I know how scary and dangerous jail all is, and niggas lose their booty hole and get stabbed and drugs. Even though there's all that, he is showing consistently he cannot function in society. And while right now he might be in jail or prison for like a year or two, what happens if he commits a crime that's gonna put him in there for 50 years? What happens if he commits a crime that takes his life? What if he commits a crime that ruins the rest of it? So maybe just sitting down for a year or two might be for the best. Maybe 3-4 years from 16 to 19 is better than 3-4 years in your 20s, because that you can bounce back for sure, but it's a little harder, nigga. It's a little harder. I thank God most of my felonies and all that kind of shit I caught in my early 20s. So as I'm getting out of my 20s, entering into my late 20s, that 7-year window that you have to put like on like apartments. I don't have a job, but like if I was trying to get a job or something like that, you have to put, if I wanted to go to Canada, if I wanted to go there, that 7-year window is expiring. So at least there was a lot of hindrances I had in my 20s being a felon and but at least going into my 30s and 40s, I won't have to deal with that. Okay, because I know how hard it was to get an apartment. Talk less of buying a home and an HOA and all those kind of shit with violent and drug crimes. And nigga, my shit be everything that you don't want except for no sexual shit. You know what I'm saying? Never been on no Diddy. But every crime that won't get you a job, stealing, violence. Got all them on, some of them twice.
Chance, all the other soldiers fell. Walking out the building, was she happy? I just couldn't tell. Bang, bang, this murder's taking place in my gang. My boy's basically a hitman for a couple of grand. The judge hit him with a 33. Murder squad were digging deep. Had us cornered like a sheep.
Good wordplay too. Hit man, hit him.
Dog would do a flock of sheep. Still I'm in the roads heavy. He said he would stab me up. Turned up with his guys, they're trying to fuck me up. I call my uncle panicking. He said, are you man enough? Broken knuckle, self-defense, taking my bandana off. Then the guy turned up at my mother's house on Berry New Road. His mom driving, she was angry because of what she'd been told. As she's banging down the door, I see my mother turn cold. She pulled her earrings out, ready to go. The guy's mom must have been twice my mother's size, but still she didn't give a fuck. His mother ran away, my mom's the first woman I love. The guy stayed sat in the car, it's him that started the crud. He's lucky I didn't start smashing it up. My boiling blood has got me on the block every day. Plus marijuana had me crumbling my life away. To God I had to pray, dear Lord, I just pray you.
Listen, I get it, and it's not for everybody, but you leave the pack alone, Bugzy Malone. It ain't never did nothing to you. It ain't did nothing to you. Leave it alone.
Keep my mother safe, and can you take the pain away? I see it in her face, there's an argument. I see glass breaking in my heart again. For my mom, I'd fight the world. On the pitch, I play defense. If they touch her cardigan, I set fire to the boob. I would've burnt down Parliament like Guy Fawkes. Bonfire night, we'd let them fly. 32 shot repeater, fireworks on every side. You're listening to a man that really nearly seen his mother die young. I used to cry, I had to pull myself together, put a brave face on. I shot my JDZ Media, that's a bass song. I had 50 plans ready to drop. I'm still talking about a sawn off shorty like my city wasn't hot. Rapping was my last chance. If the fire in the booth didn't bang, I would've stopped shooting videos for fans. The docs are only up in Liverpool. I'm looking for bands, I need the boxes to multiply. I got bigger plans, so then I spoke to my cousin in Jamaica, told him hold on. I was stacking money, but I need to get my bro long. Felt the devil brush.
This nigga needs a movie. Like listening to his story, surviving the streets, losing his mother at a young age. Like, dude, this nigga needs a fucking movie. You know he in that boxing game, the terrible game. And I'm like, but that ain't the Bugzy. It's still a flex. He in the game. He ain't make the game. It's terrible. You feel me?
Past my shoulder, that was broke on. If you have to take me next, cool. But please don't take my mom's side. Watching my life from the front row. Flash before my eyes, I was done for. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly gave the devil what he asked for.
Yeah. Whoa, he came with a hook.
my life from the front row.
Yo!
Flash before my eyes, I was done for. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly gave the devil what he asked for. Yeah.
Oh, Bugzy can sing. Let this up. Oh, he set fire to the booth.
Cause they don't really
He
love
set fire
you.
to the booth.
You can't really trust no one the way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's gone. Stop watching my life from the front row. Flash before my eyes, I was done for. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly give the devil what he asked for. Yeah, cause they don't really love you.
I love that line. He said he nearly gave the devil what he asked for. Strip us for our opportunity. Like I said, take us away from our families and put us, fuck us. Put us in the cell. Pause. No Diddy. Ooh. But I meant like over, not like in the butt. But you get put in the cell, he might do that to you too. hey, you get put in the cell, you might, you know what I'm saying? Send a nigga in there talking about, hey, where my Snickers bar? If you ever go to jail and you see some candy on your pillow, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Because they gonna come back for that Snicker bar, bro. And you gonna give it up one way or another. That's that, believe that.
Nearly give the devil what he asked for. Yeah, cause they don't really love you. You can't really trust no one the way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's sad, watching your life from the front row. Flash before her eyes, you were done for. Staring down the barrel of a snub nose. Nearly gave the devil what he asked for. Yeah, cause they don't really love you. You can't really trust no one the way your mother loves you. She'll love you to the day she's gone.
Wow! Bugzy Malone! Hey, that was emotional. Your mom's in the studio. I can feel the energy. I know everyone in the studio is like, wow!
Did I hear the line wrong? Wait, did he say he lost his mom? But she's in the studio. I'm in there like, damn, it sound like I'm wishing bad on Bugzy Mama. No, I take back what I said. I really thought the nigga said something about it. Then now I think about it, yeah, they said that at the beginning too. I gave her a KBD award and everything.
Speechless. You are an absolute beast, bro.
Oh, Charlie Sloth is white again?
One of the greatest to do it in the UK, period. I'ma say it. Argue with me if you fucking dare, man.
I can stand on that.
And I'm really trying to compete worldwide, you know, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Trying to be one
And
of
that's
the
what's
best.
the Big Dipper here. You know what I'm saying? I bridge the gap. Bridge the gap in the comments. I bridge the gap. That's what we do over here. We bridge the gap.
The world, you get me?
And I believe you will be, my guy.
Yeah.
You're already there. You're already up there. On the mountain looking down, bro. It's another chapter.
Yeah.
Let's talk to him, bro.
Check. In the Mona Lisa, there's hundreds of layers of paint. Call this Da Vinci, cause there's hundreds of layers of paint. Listen.
Talk to him.
Yo. They ain't heard from me in a second. I've been knee deep in grieving, I've been needing a blessing. It's like the old me's deceased and I've just buried the coffin. But that's the price you pay for crazy progression. I need the best to be ballistic, I want bullet protection. Cause rappers start taking shots when they can smell it.
I could be here for 2 hours. What do you, nigga? And this even feels like old school 50. It's that be one of the saddest parts of life, is realizing life runs in cycles of 3: creation, existence, and destruction. And everything will come, everything will be enjoyed or hated, and everything will be gone. And everything will come, and everything will be used, and everything will be gone. And that happens at everything at every level. And when you don't allow that to happen, when you don't let me give an example of like a relationship. When you don't allow a relationship to end in the way it should, which is just, let's break up. And you decide to start another relationship. And this relationship will be perfect. The bitch do everything. She wake up. She get your breakfast, man. What's good? What's good? What? Check. She do everything you want, right? but you didn't end that other relationship. You didn't allow that other relationship to die. That will kill this new relationship that's trying to be created. The cycles exist just like us as people. We're born, we age, we die. You can't stop it, no matter how much Botox and plastic surgery and everything that us as humans who just are so afraid of our own mortality do to try to fight against God. You can't do it. You can't do it. And it's sad because sometimes variations of you, we build who we are out of necessity. Maybe you're the tough nigga now because you used to get picked on. And you know how niggas used to pick on you and take your ball, and you remember how that made you feel so small and how it made you feel like nobody could see you, so you vowed that no one could ever play with you again. And so you develop these characteristics. Now you're damn near a walking warrior. You are a tank. Nobody can take your ball. But what you don't realize is you're a fucking 30-year-old man. There's no ball anymore. You don't need to be a tank. In fact, you being a tank is bulldozing over a bunch of flowers and things that could exist. So what you have to do is allow that part of you to die. So a new part of you that flowers can grow next to can be born. But that shit be scary, and you deep down inside be like, but what if a motherfucker come and take my ball? What if they come and take my ball? But you just let it go. You have to let it go, or things can't exist. That's why Bugzy is one of the greatest ever, because that's what, maybe some people just hear gun bars, and maybe people just hear like, oh, he's tough, and none of. But that's what I hear. I hear what I just described to you. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm like, yeah, it's true. That's just life. And that's what I always rap at this level can do. It's like, bro, this shit can be it damn near can be biblical. Because the same way people can learn from stories of Joseph and all, you can learn something from the story of Bugzy Malone. Actually, God knows, not even close. But you can learn something from the allegory that is his story, and that is what rap music does, is tell you these allegories.
Session. I own the rights to all my music, that's a heavy collection. Now I'm a landlord, rent collecting is my profession. Watch the mic go up in flames like I do telekinesis. Fuck setting fire to the booth, I'm trying to blow it to pieces. See, when you come up from the mud, you better shake off the leeches. I just think I'm a realist, and I go in the deepest. So when I spit, you see it vivid, like you're sleeping and dreaming. When I was young, my uncle told me he was fighting a demon. Everybody called him mad, I think I really believed him. There was a murder in his gaff, and after that he was tweaking. When he got sectioned, I was 14, visiting the mental institution. Every day I have my shack, cause I wanted retribution for my family or my gang. I would have done an execution. I'll just say how it is. I just think you're wired different when you grow up hearing stories about murder as a kid. So
and some niggas don't survive that. Some niggas can't survive the stress of the trauma that comes with this shit. And some niggas lose their way. And if you ever wonder why there's so much like drug addiction and shit like that in the streets, it's because it's a lot of people trying to numb that pain.
How you smell it in the air, you can feel it in your ribs. I'm like Da Vinci with the pencil. I'm just sketching what I think, but let me throw the kitchen sink. I heard an article, something about the North, and it said who's the real king, but I thought let me not reply. I wait until I'm on the mic. You stand in front of any guy and ask him who the fuck you think. Let me simplify the facts and we'll just see if it sinks in. Age 11 I got home late, cause I've been stabbed. I got him back like Vinnie Jones in Lock Stock covered in glass. 13 my cousin asked me for a spade and we was digging to the early hours till eventually we found a strap. 14 I got nicked on an attempted murder. 15 my mate committed murder. 16 I'm sat in jail. 17 I'm getting active with the scales. 18 I'm in designer like I've written Timmy Turner. 19 I called it a day. 20 I was so depressed I nearly called it a day.
Wait, hold on. Did he say he was in designer like you wrote? Wait, no, did he, nigga? Wait. I ain't gonna lie. It was so, the bar was so hard, and I was about to be like, oh, what a crazy double entendre. But I think he said he's in designer. That's the only way that play on word works. But what you mean you in designer?
Nicked charged on an attempted murder. 15, I may committed murder. 16, I'm sat in jail. 17, I'm getting active with the scales. 18, I'm in designer like I've written Timmy Turner. 19, I lost.
You could make it a no Diddy, but I would just like I'm gonna say no Diddy for him. But I'm like no because he said like I ripped Timmy Turner. So actually in the metaphor he is designer. But saying you in a nigga is always gonna rub me the thing. And I want to ask you, Paul No Diddy. I want to ask you when you hear the word designer, right? Do you think of the rapper or the clothes first? Because when I heard designer, weirdly enough, the first thing I was thinking was like clothes. And I'm like, wait, do I think of the nigga designer before I think of designer clothes? But I don't know, maybe it's just a rapping thing.
The box in my with the scales. 18, I'm in designer like I've written Timmy Turner. 19, I lost the boxing match and called it a day. 20, I was so depressed I nearly called it a day. 21, I made a plan, I'm really trying to escape. So 22, I'm back to kicking doors off on the estate. 23, I counted 50. 24, I made $1 million, all my taxes were paid. 25, I spent $1 million on a house with electric gates. So 26, I got my Huracan, same color as my rig. Spent $3 million on my London crib and rented it out. I'm standing out in the Storaro, there's not many about. I hear them talking about numbers like I'm in it for clout. I was never trying to be famous, I was trying to get out. If they do pop, they can't talk about me like with standing out in the Storaro, there's not many about. I hear them talking about numbers like I'm in it for clout. I was never trying to be famous, I was trying to get out. They can't talk about me like we're the same. Like rap music ain't for kids that come from serious pain. Before rap, they were legit, and now they work for the game. Before rap, I knew some shooters that would blow out your brain. The industry had gatekeepers, and the North couldn't play. When I started spitting, none of us were making a wage. So for them to get paid, I had to blow off the gate. That makes me king of the North until I'm dead in my grave.
Okay, so tell me about the history because it's so crazy that in America it's almost the exact opposite. For a long time in early hip hop, the South was heavily hated on. And they weren't played in any major markets. A lot of their acts couldn't come to like radio stations or like do the mall runs because niggas in the North were trying to, you know, gatekeep and trying to keep the music industry primarily in the East Coast. They were doing the exact same thing on the West Coast, but I've heard stories that they were doing that on the West Coast as an answer to what was happening on the East Coast. But actually them doing this, causing things so coastal, is the eventual downfall that made the South the most popping thing in rap for the longest run now of any coast. The South has had this bitch on lock for a minute, since like 2000. 50-year-old genre. Think about that. They would go East Coast. You would get a Pac, you'd get a Big, you'd get a Snoop, you'd get MC Hammer, you'd get a LL Cool J, it would switch who was running the... But I want to know in the UK, what is the history there? Because I have heard something like he's like one of the first... He's from the same place as H, right? He's from the same place as H, right?
From the boys and pedal bikes in the rain. That means I'm self-employed, so don't be shouting my name. I bought the Lamborghini cash, now that's a separate lane. And I get man of the match because I'm messy on stage. Suicidal as a kid till I seen Cassie.
Because I'm messy on stage.
I'm self-employed, so don't be shouting my name. I bought the Lamborghini cash, now that's a separate lane. And I get man of the match because I'm messy on stage. Suicidal as a kid till I seen Cassius Clay. That's when I realized what it was to be great. I said I'd represent the strugglers and I showed them the way. So then I made my first tape, started setting the pace. I'm Leonardo with the biro, like I wrote this in Latin.
That's why we need heroes, man.
And every album's up a level, you might notice a pattern. I've been a savage all my life, but now I'm finding a balance. And you become the crouching tiger when you're hiding the dragon. I don't know, I changed the game. You know, an inspiration for the kids. And every time I'm taking aim, I didn't miss. I'm like John Wick, I make my haters quarantine. I leave them physically sick. And that's back when I was Manchester rich, and now it's different. I remember not having a pot to piss in. Fuck's sake, Bugzy Malone. Fire in the booth.
Bugzy
You get me?
Malone!
Oh, yeah, no talk about no king of the North talk. You get me?
Tell him, bro, tell him!
I just come to fucking set the bar real quick.
Wow. Is Mazza from where... Mazza L20, is he from where they're from? I'm like, God. Because I'm from Because what's that song I'm thinking of with Mazza and H? I can't remember if they're saying that from the same place on that song, but I'm like, damn, two of the best rappers I've ever heard come from this bitch, and Mazza ain't one of them.
I just wanted to say thank you, brother, for making a platform, man. I've been able to change my life, man.
Bro, let me just say something right now. It's the fire in the booths ever. Perfect. Today's the topic. I'll try them years. Do something to acknowledge the people that have come through and made a real impact.
Hall of Fame presentation.
#1 edition. But I thought
No, he gave him a Hall of Fame. He is a Hall of Famer. But forget a Hall of Fame, nigga. You got a KBD award, bro. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. I'm happy Bugzy's back. This is a rollout for some new music or something. That would be really dope. If we get like a new Bugzy Malone album or a couple new Bugzy Malone videos, you know I'm here for it. And hit that thumbs up button. KBD family, love y'all. Salute. I am out of there. Oh, dang, I ain't think this. Ooh.